If you're into pure adrenaline, 2026 is about to deliver. Studios are loading the year with brutal action, massive set pieces, and huge explosions. In this video, we're counting down the 18 most intense action movies coming in 2026. Number 18. Good luck, have fun, don't die.
It saved humanity.
What happens if we fail?
An enigmatic stranger literally bursts into a late-night Los Angeles diner, claiming he's journeyed back from a future where unrestrained artificial intelligence has unraveled society, and he must recruit the exact mix of diners to help avert catastrophe. The film mixes sci-fi adventure, action, and off-kilter humor, as the patrons are thrust into a surreal, high-stakes mission that defies their everyday routines. Directed by Gore Verbinski, known for his imaginative and kinetic visual style, this 2026 sci-fi tale leans into its quirky concept to explore our technological obsessions and collective anxieties about AI, without relying on bleakness alone. Number 17. The Bluf.
You come to my house! Threaten my family!
A former skilled pirate named Ursel Bodden has left her violent past behind to live a quiet life with her family on a remote Caribbean island, until the echoes of history return with brutal force, when her vengeful former captain and his merciless crew resurface with a thirst for retaliation. Ursel is drawn back into a world of cutthroat tactics, sea-scarred combat, and the ruthless code of survival that once defined her. Directed by Frankie Flowers, this 19th century action-adventure blends sweeping period landscapes with visceral confrontations that test loyalty, courage, and the ties that bind a family together. Streaming on Amazon Prime Video from the 25th of February, number 16, War Machine.
Rangers, lead the way! All the way! You gotta be shitting me.
In War Machine, a hardened unit of U.S. Army Ranger recruits enters the final, punishing hours of an elite selection program designed to forge the toughest soldiers. But what begins as one last test quickly twists into a desperate, high-stakes struggle for survival against a lethal and unexpected adversary beyond human comprehension. As the team dodges threats that defy conventional warfare and their training, alliances are tested and instincts must sharpen with every heartbeat. Led by rugged action star Alan Ritchson, alongside Dennis Quaid and others, this sci-fi action thriller fuses grueling military realism with otherworldly peril in a remote wilderness setting. Directed by Patrick Hughes, War Machine drops on Netflix March 6, 2026, serving an unrelenting blend of tactical intensity and relentless encounters that push both body and mind to their limits. Number 15. They Will Kill You. A determined young woman answers a cryptic ad to become the live-in housekeeper of an upscale but eerie New York City high-rise called The Virgil, only to discover that the building's reputation for unexplained disappearances hides something far more sinister. She quickly realizes that her new tenants aren't ordinary residents. They belong to a secretive and violent cult that stalks the corridors with ritualistic intent. As she navigates the twisting, claustrophobic halls filled with suspicious neighbors and escalating threats, survival becomes less about escape and more about staying one step ahead of those who want her gone. Number 14. Project Hail Mary.
Fist my bum. No, it's fist bump. It's not the same.
Middle school science teacher Rylan Grace awakens alone aboard an interstellar spacecraft, light years from Earth, with no memory of how he got there, and a cryptic mission that could determine the fate of humanity. As fragments of his past return, he pieces together that he's part of a desperate expedition to uncover the cause of a mysterious cosmic calamity threatening the sun itself, and must rely on his scientific knowledge and unorthodox thinking to solve it. Along the way, his journey ventures into the unknown depths of space, where strange phenomena and unexpected encounters challenge his assumptions about life beyond Earth and the resilience of the human spirit. Number 13. Normal.
Why are they shooting at you?
Jesus.
That's not where I was aiming.
A weathered but determined man who steps into the quiet Midwestern town of Normal, Minnesota as its temporary sheriff, hoping a new post will give him peace after recent personal and professional strain. His plans for a low-key assignment are shattered when a botched bank robbery rips through the calm town, forcing him to unravel a deeper criminal conspiracy that lurks beneath Main Street's surface. Ulysses must navigate small-town dynamics, suspicious locals, and shadowy undercurrents that belie the town's seemingly placid name. Directed by Ben Wheatley from a screenplay by Derek Kolstad, Normal blends action, crime, and thriller elements into a kinetic neo-Western tapestry that keeps you guessing what secrets lie in every corner of Normal. Number 12, Apex.
You think you can handle it?
Run for your life.
Charlize Theron stars as Sasha, a woman seeking healing in the rugged Australian wilderness after a personal loss, only to find that the elements are not her only threat. What begins as a quest through river rapids and jagged rock faces quickly becomes a raw survival odyssey when a relentless predator emerges, turning her solo adventure into a lethal test of endurance. As she pushes her physical limits across unforgiving terrain, every choice becomes a matter of survival, and trust is a luxury she can no longer afford. Directed by Baltasar Kormakur, Apex blends intense action with psychological grit, exploring how far one can go when hunted, and how nature itself challenges the spirit. The ensemble also includes Taron Egerton and Eric Bana in this Netflix wilderness thriller. Number 11, Mortal Kombat 2.
I find you annoying.
Not the face.
The brutal tournament expands as Earthrealm's champions face even deadlier warriors from Outworld, with the stakes rising far beyond a single battleground. Picking up after the events of the 2021 film, familiar fighters return, alongside iconic new contenders, including fan favorite Johnny Cage, as alliances are tested and rivalries ignite inside elaborate arenas built for spectacle and survival. Directed once again by Simon McQuoid, the sequel leans harder into the mythic lore of the video game franchise, delivering stylized combat, supernatural powers, and larger-scale confrontations that push its warriors to their limits. With thunderous fight choreography and a darker fantasy tone, Mortal Kombat 2 promises to be a high-octane clash. Number 10, Masters of the Universe.
I have the power!
The legendary battle for Eternia ignites once more as Prince Adam embraces his destiny as He-Man, wielding the mystical sword of power against the tyrannical forces of Skeletor. When darkness threatens to consume the realm and spill beyond its borders, ancient magic and advanced technology collide in a sweeping fantasy war, where loyalty and courage are tested at every turn. Directed by Travis Knight, this reimagining blends epic world-building with grounded emotion, exploring the weight of legacy behind the armor and the responsibility that comes with unimaginable strength. With colossal set pieces, monstrous adversaries, and a richly imagined universe brought to life, Masters of the Universe delivers a grand mythic adventure where heroism is forged in battle and the fate of a kingdom hangs by a thread. If you enjoyed the video so far, please hit the like and subscribe button to Movieverse for staying up to date with all the newest movie and series releases. Number 9, Mutiny. A hardened former Special Forces operative Cole Reed finds his life upended when he witnesses his billionaire friend's murder and is immediately framed for the crime, forcing him into a high-stakes fight to clear his name. What begins as a desperate bid for survival turns into a global chase across seas and cities, as Reed uncovers a sprawling conspiracy with powerful and shadowy forces pulling the strings. Directed by Jean-François Richet, known for blending tight pacing with intense set pieces, the film immerses viewers in a pulse-quickening thriller of loyalty, betrayal, and survival as Reed races to expose the truth before the forces that framed him can silence him forever. Number 8, Supergirl.
Okay, this does not look like this is gonna end well. For you guys.
Kara Zor-El rises beyond the shadow of her more optimistic cousin to forge her own path across an unforgiving galaxy when a brutal enemy strikes too close to home. This incarnation of the famed Kryptonian begins her story as a flawed outcast, a young woman shaped by loss and the cataclysmic destruction of her home world, whose journey becomes an interstellar odyssey of purpose and power. When a young alien girl named Ruthie enlists her help, Kara must balance her raw strength with hard-won resolve, while confronting lethal threats and shifting alliances among the stars. Directed by Craig Gillespie, the film blends grand cosmic vistas with intimate character moments, showcasing a heroine whose courage burns as brightly as her iconic crimson and blue. Number 7, Outgunned.
family for family, Jessica. A life for a life!
Let my daughter go, or I will kill.
Former elite Black Ops operative Jessica Brok thought she had put her violent past behind her and settled into a peaceful life with her daughter in rural South Africa. But that fragile calm is shattered when an old comrade's request pulls her back into the world she fought to escape. Cast into the vast and unforgiving African wilderness, Jessica soon finds herself the quarry of a ruthless gang led by a merciless hunter, whose penchant for blood sport mirrors the worst of her former missions, forcing her to rely on every ounce of her training just to stay alive. Directed by Alistair Orr, this action thriller builds its tension through high-stakes survival and unrelenting pursuit, as Jessica fights through deserted plains and jagged bushland to save herself and protect her daughter from those who see them as prizes. Number 6. Street Fighter. Estranged martial artists Ryu and Ken Masters are drawn back into the fray when the fierce warrior Chun-Li seeks their help to enter the World Warrior Tournament, a brutal international clash that throws legendary fighters from all corners of the globe into combat. Set in 1993, this live-action reboot adapts the iconic Capcom video game series with a sprawling ensemble, pitting them against challengers such as the merciless M. Bison, hulking Zangief, and electrifying Blanca. Directed by Kitao Sakurai, Street Fighter mixes stylized martial arts action with grounded character rivalry as alliances shift and secrets of a hidden conspiracy surface within the tournament's ferocious ranks. Number 5. The Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping.
Welcome, Panem, to the glorious reaping of District 12.
The world of Panem opens anew as the brutal second quarter. Quell is about to begin, a version of the Hunger Games that will test tributes in ways the capital has never seen. Set 24 years before Katniss Everdeen's story, and based on Suzanne Collins' best-selling prequel, the film follows a youthful Haymitch Abernathy, chosen for the 50th Hunger Games, where alliances and survival instincts will be pushed to their limits from the moment the reaping begins. Directed by Francis Lawrence, who wrote several entries in the franchise, this prequel brings a mix of heart-pounding competition, political machinations, and the stark realities of a society where violence is sport. Number 4. Violent Night 2.
Daddy said you were very busy tonight.
The blood-stained legend of a not-so-jolly Saint Nick continues as David Harbour returns as a battle-hardened Santa, who has learned that some names on the naughty list require more than coal. After surviving a brutal Christmas Eve siege, he once again finds himself pulled into violent chaos when a new criminal threat targets an unsuspecting family during the holidays. Blending razor-sharp dark comedy with bone-crunching action, the sequel expands its wintry battleground, while keeping its focus on a Santa who is equal parts myth and menace. Directed by Tommy Wirkola, the film doubles down on outrageous set pieces, festive carnage, and twisted holiday spirit. Number 3. Avengers Doomsday.
So that I may fight once more, defeat one more enemy.
Earth's mightiest heroes are forced to reunite as a looming, reality-altering threat begins to fracture the fragile balance of the multiverse. With familiar faces assembling alongside newly emerged champions, the team must confront an enemy whose power stretches beyond time, space, and moral boundaries. As alliances strain and ideologies clash, the battlefield expands far beyond Earth, pulling the Avengers into a conflict that tests not only their strength, but their unity. Directed by Anthony and Joe Russo, the architects behind some of the franchise's most monumental chapters, this installment promises colossal scale, emotionally charged confrontations, and the sense that no corner of the universe is untouched. Number 2. King. King unfolds as a high-octane action thriller anchored by Bollywood icon Shah Rukh Khan, stepping into a larger-than-life role that blends raw intensity with emotional depth. Set against sprawling international backdrops, the film follows a powerful figure whose reputation and influence ripple across shifting alliances, dangerous underworld networks, and personal battles that demand both strength and strategy. The film promises stylish set pieces, sweeping visuals, and a sweeping score that elevate every confrontation. Number 1. Kraken. Marine biologist Johanna travels to a remote Norwegian fjord to study curious anomalies around a fish farm, where mysterious events and the brutal deaths of local teens hint that something colossal lurks beneath the deep waters. As she digs deeper into the fjord's secrets, evidence begins pointing toward a mythical sea creature, once thought to be legend rather than reality. The film marries Nordic folklore with pulse-racing creature feature thrills, blending the isolation of dramatic fjord landscapes with the creeping suspense of a hidden leviathan emerging from it.